it's time to win or get an early start on the offseason. It's the Cowboys going up against the Lions. With that, let's send you indoors to Ford Field in Detroit as we welcome in our broadcasting team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL sends us to the state of Michigan as we are inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, I'll worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. Now fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Taking it about the 16. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Whoosh. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
An excellent return that time. 26 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll be first down Cowboys. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Bulldozes past him. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And the penalty now makes it 1st and 20. Here's Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Prescott now on second down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Prescott. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. Well, it's a night game, a lot of energy in this building, but the visiting team here, they get the ball in the opening drive, and they find a way to at least produce 3.
And things are just getting started, so you can't say that they've taken the momentum totally, but a good start towards seizing it in this game.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory. And now the defense for Dallas.
Stephon Tuitt's ability to play defensive end, yet rise up and knock passes away when quarterbacks try to throw them, he makes it hard to get around.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was 0 space, no gain. Now that definitely hurts, because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Now Newton on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's 2nd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. It's caught, Jones. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Newton throwing again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw is Newton. And left side here, it's Graham. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Lions are going to have it 1st and goal. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions are going to take a 1st quarter lead. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
DeAndre Levy is one of those linebackers who makes everyone around him better when he's on the field.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Back to the air, Newton on second down. Looking for Cooper, and it's taking it right down Broadway. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Shift together here from the D-line. On second down, here's Newton. Caught on the right side by Jones. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. From the gun on third down, Newton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And they'll go with the ground attack here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
To throw on second down is Newton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Back to throw, Newton. Steps away to his left. And incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. On 4th down, Newton. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. On 1st down, Newton. And that'll be incomplete. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Throwing again is Newton. Stays on his feet. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Newton throwing again. Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one, but incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it brings up 4th down. So now it's Andrew Franks on for the field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And Frank's kick is good. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I would not want to be an offensive lineman in today's NFL, especially not a center or a guard, if you got to deal with these massive defensive tackles who could not just beat you with strength, but they can beat you with quickness and guile as well. They can get upfield and make plays. And a lot of times what they're taught, just go ahead and tackle everyone that comes in your area and keep the one with the ball.
Second down, Prescott. He finds his target, Terrence Williams. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Second down following the run. They go to Elliott again. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Second down and a little ways to go here. Second and 13. Prescott now on second down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On third down, it's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it fourth down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down. Newton on third down. Cooper's got it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. On first down, it's Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Demarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On second down, here's Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they're going to go soft on the corners. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Third and long, it's Newton. Surveying the field. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Design run for their wideout. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And they're going to speed things up here. A second down throw for Prescott. Rolling to his left. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 6. And just like that, it's third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Let's go!
Prescott from the gun on third. And he connects with Ebron. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Bailey able to knock it through. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Prescott now on second down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Drops it underneath. Elliott fighting through. 7 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on 3rd down. One man in the backfield, Elliott. They'll get the football here. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back from the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. On 2nd and 10, Newton. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field. That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner. Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Over the middle, Cooper with it. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it? It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can... It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 43 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And Newton's going to keep it. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
Hey, give him credit. That's a good, solid game there in the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
Come on now.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And out now come the Cowboys. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
What really hurts defenses on screen passes is if they eat up one of their levels right away. Because you know, most defenses, there's 3 levels. D-line, linebacker, secondary. But on a screen pass, you're inviting the defensive line to get past them. Then you throw the ball over their heads. And now there's just 2 levels left to try and stop big guys out in front of a guy running with the football.
They go play action here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. On third down, it's Prescott. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds. Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat. From
his goal line here, Newton. And Graham's got it over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Here's Sam Martin now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 58 yards. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll come out in the pistol. On 1st and 10, Newton. And his pass incomplete. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 10, Newton again. And this one's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that's incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package.
Here we go.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Prescott to throw this time. Forced out to his left. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. That goes for a gain of 31. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A second down throw for Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They come out here in the eye. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Come on, let's go!
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
From the end zone, Newton. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Letting one, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They go play action here on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now Elliott, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure. That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. On third down, it's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion. And you know, here in the fourth quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive. I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last... It got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. And even 50 yards. Now a first down throw for Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. 2nd and 10. Newton again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone. Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one. Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right? Not one that I've ever met.
Here we go. Flex round.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Second down, Elliott. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now the offense facing a 3rd and 6.
Flex round. Let's go. Grand 38. Right here. Ohio. Flex round. Ohio. Here we go.
Again, it's Elliott. And not much here as he'll get it. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And taken right on the 30. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Newton to throw. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Now, loose football. The ball comes out. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now, they're talking about ball security, taking care of it, not allowing anything crazy to happen, because we've seen nutty things happen down the stretch, but they also have the security of the scoreboard. With that type of a lead, even if something goes haywire, they're still in good shape.
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Newton now to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Finding time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. One receiver to the left is Cooper. One last throw here for Newton. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Their season ends here, a tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Detroit.
Don't make me beg.